Hi there. This very brief hypnosis experience is for those who have experienced hypnosis before, preferably with a live hypnotist. I'm going to take a live technique and turn it on its head today. And the technique I'm going to be working with you on today is called magnetic hands. Now, normally, magnetic hands is done this way. Your hypnotist takes you and tells you to hold your hands out facing each other, palm to palm, with a gap between them. And he has you imagine that he's putting a magnet on one palm and the other palm while you stare at the center for a minute. The spot between the two hands, that center is. Then he has you close your eyes and imagine that those hands are being drawn together. Now, the trick of this is that they are using the poles that oppose each other, the north and south, which would naturally be drawn together. Let's try the opposite. North Pole to North Pole, South Pole to South Pole. And again, you stare at the spot in the center of the gap between those two hands. Here we have a problem. If you've ever played with magnets, you know what happens if you try to bring the same poles of two opposite magnets together. They cannot meet. They repel. And in a moment, not now, but in a moment, I'm going to run you through this version of the magnetic hands. We'll call this magnetic hand repulsor. So what I want you to do is hold up both hands, palms facing each other, with a gap between them. And I want you to stare at the exact center of that gap. Get a clear picture of that in your mind, and then close your eyes. In a moment, I'm going to put a North Pole magnet against your left hand and a North Pole magnet against your right hand. And I want you to try as hard as you can to bring those hands together when I snap my fingers. And you will find, because these are the same pole, they will repel. There will be no way those hands can meet. In fact, the harder you try to make them meet, the harder they push away from each other. And now that you have that picture, close your eyes. And the magnets activate now. Try as hard as you can to bring those hands together, but they won't meet. And the harder you try, the more you realize that at the same time, your eyelids are getting heavier and heavier, as though the opposite pole magnets are attached to the eyelids. North Pole on upper and South Pole on lower. Your hands push apart and your eyes pull together. Your hands push apart and your eyes pull together. Your hands push apart and your eyes pull together. Sleep now. Sleep now. Stop trying to open your eyes. Stop trying to bring your hands together. Deeper and deeper down. Deeper and deeper down now. All the way down into a deep, deep hypnotic trance. And the deeper you go, the better you feel. The better you feel, the deeper you go every second. My voice, like a single magnet, and your mind, like a piece of iron, pulling together, pulling down into a deep, deep hypnotic trance now. And it feels good to be hypnotized. Feels extremely good. And the deeper you go into trance, the more you want to stay here and enjoy the feeling. But I'm not going to keep you here for very long, because this is just a little demonstration of how quickly and easily it is that hypnosis can happen. And in a moment, I'll bring you right back where we started. You'll be alert and refreshed as though you had about a 10-minute nap. And you might want to come back and try this again sometime. Ready to come back to full waking consciousness, starting with 0, even deeper hypnotic sleep. Beginning to emerge from this deep trance as I count from 1 to 5. 1, all unnecessary hypnotically induced relaxation leaving your body, mind, and spirit. 2, energy flooding in from all sides, making you feel on top of the world. 3, a deep cleansing breath, washing away the last fog from your mind. 4, aware of your surroundings, aware of your body, aware of your mind. And 5, eyes open, wide awake, and feeling wonderful.